Hello there, it's Tuesday, the 19th day of May. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. A special welcome to our viewers at home and abroad and anyone joining us for the first time. We have an informative show lined up just for you today, highlighting some of the initiatives and developments taking place right here at home. Stay with us. Jamaica Magazine continues after this break.
Good day, I'm Lisa Rowe and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, May 19, 2026. Cabinet is to consider the proposed 16% fare increase for public passenger vehicle PPV operators when it meets on June 1. The commitment was made during a meeting on Monday between government officials and groups representing PPV operators. Cabinet had previously approved a 35% fare increase in 2023, with 19% implemented at the time and the remaining 16% deferred due to inflation concerns. Transport Minister Darrell Vaz says the government has since absorbed billions of dollars in fuel costs through its fuel pricing mechanism to cushion transport operators and commuters from sharp increases in global oil prices. Finance Minister Favour Williams says the government is now examining the best approach to implementing the outstanding increase while limiting the impact on consumers and the wider economy. Representatives of the transport groups reportedly indicated that they do not intend to take strike action at this time, but stressed ongoing concerns about rising operating costs within the sector. CARICOM is expressing serious concern over escalating hostilities in the Middle East, particularly military activity affecting the Strait of Hormuz. In a release issued on Monday, May 18, the regional body said the conflict had caused significant loss of life, threats to civilian infrastructure, and growing instability in global markets. It warns that disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz, a critical global shipping route, are already impacting energy supplies, international trade, and freight costs, with small import-dependent countries expected to feel the effects most severely. The community has reaffirmed its commitment to the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, stressing that transit passage through the strait must remain safe, free, and uninterrupted. CARICOM is calling on all parties to respect international law, protect seafarers and vessels, restore safe maritime passage, and immediately de-escalate tensions. The regional body says it will continue monitoring developments closely while supporting diplomatic efforts toward lasting peace and global stability. The National Water Commission, NWC, is advancing several upgrades and targeted assessments of major water and sewerage infrastructure. The investment is focused on improving resilience, treatment capacity, and continuity of service. Acting President of the NWC, Kevin Carr, says several projects are underway in and around the corporate area to improve the collection and treatment of wastewater.
We are currently undertaking upgrades in sections of the corporate area, downtown Kingston, Duane Park, etc., to improve how wastewater is collected, treated, and safely returned to the environment. The long-term benefits are significant. First, it's to improve environmental protection. Second, more reliable and modern systems. And third, better quality of life for households and communities.
Mr. Carr, who was speaking at a recent JIS think tank, says other initiatives include comprehensive studies of critical water assets. These include the Hermitage Dam for possible reconstruction and expansion, as well as a main water pipeline from the Yallas intake into the Mona Reservoir. Labor Day 2026 will focus on restoring key sports, early childhood, and community facilities across the country in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. The details were shared by Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Olivia Grange, on the weekend. She was speaking at the National Workers' Week and Labor Day Thanksgiving church service held at the St. John's Methodist Church in St. James. Of the two national projects announced, the Lewistown Early Childhood Institution in St. Elizabeth will receive significant upgrades to restore a safe and a comfortable place for the children to learn and grow. Rehabilitation and construction works will also be carried out at Sabina Park in Kingston, the other national project. This is to allow for the successful hosting of upcoming international and regional cricket events.
I've personally been both humbled and energized by the ways in which Jamaicans give of themselves through hundreds of projects each Labor Day, and especially in the aftermath of last year's hurricane. I therefore look forward to each of us coming together.
Other projects will be undertaken at the parish level by the various municipal corporations. Organizations, individuals, civil society groups, corporate entities, as well as entertainment, sports, and youth groups are being encouraged to register their projects through the Jamaica Information Service website, jis.gov.jm.
So join a project or create one, and let's get everything ready. Let our hands be strengthened for this good work of building a stronger and better Jamaica for all the people of Jamaica.
Labor Day will be observed on Monday, May 25, as the 23rd falls on a Saturday. However, activities will begin on the 23rd with wreath-laying ceremonies at Sam Sharp Square and National Heroes Park to honor the labor movement. The observance will conclude with a free gospel concert at Emancipation Park starting at 7 p.m. on Monday. This year's Labor Day is being celebrated under the theme One People, One Purpose, in all things Jamaica wins. Meanwhile, Minister of Labour and Social Security Colonel Charles Jr. is encouraging Jamaicans to embrace the spirit of service, unity and fair work during this year's Workers' Week observance. Drawing on the legacy of the 1938 labour movement, he reflected on the sacrifices made by the Jamaican workers who fought for dignity and fair treatment.
1938. Jamaican workers from the sugar estates of Frome to Kingston waterfront stood up and demanded dignity. Their voices could not be silenced. Out of struggle came structure. Out of protest came progress. Because of them, we inherited institutions that now protect workers' rights and promote dialogue over division. We honor that legacy not only by remembering it, but by building workplaces that value fairness, that value safety, that value respect.
He adds that every Jamaican worker deserves dignity, opportunity, and the ability to safely return home to their families after serving the nation. And finally, Tax Administration Jamaica TAJ says the implementation of the revised Environmental Protection Levy EPL will not take effect until the necessary legislative processes have been completed. The revised levy, which was scheduled to take effect on May 1, would have increased the rate from 0.5 to 0.85%. In a press release, TAJ had advised manufacturers and importers that although the revised rates were announced as part of the government's 2026-2027 fiscal measures, the enabling legislation has not yet been finalized and the new rates therefore cannot yet be enforced. Under the proposed changes, the EPL applicable to domestic manufacturers would remain at 75% of sales value, while the levy on imported and locally manufactured goods would increase to 0.85%. The government says the adjustment follows consultations with manufacturers and industry representatives who raised concerns about competitiveness and maintaining parity with imported goods. The revised EPL measures also form part of broader revenue initiatives aimed at supporting climate resilience and national recovery efforts. TAJ says the current EPL arrangements will remain in effect until the legislative amendments are completed and an official implementation date is announced. Manufacturers and importers can access additional information through the Information Hub on jamaicatax.gov.jm or contact TAJ's Customer Care Center at 888-TAX-HELP. That's 888-829-4357. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Lisa Rowe. Thanks for watching.
Are you interested in buying land or property? Here are the steps you should follow. Step 1. Find out who is legally authorized to sell the property. Step 2. Ensure all property tax payments are up to date. Step 3. Consult an attorney at law who will guide you through the process and protect your interests. You can also use eLand Jamaica to check on matters pertaining to your property purchase. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or message us on WhatsApp at 876-418-5089. The National Land Agency. One agency, one goal to serve you better.
Let's now make a stop at Jamaica House for an update on the key events and developments coming out of the office of the Prime Minister in the last week.
Last week, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness reaffirmed the government's commitment to strengthening Jamaica's land administration system. This is being done through the Land Administration Capacity Enhancement Project in partnership with the Korea International Cooperation Agency, CARICOM. At the signing on Tuesday, Prime Minister Holness said the project was expected to reduce barriers relating to security of tenure.
We are strengthening the institutional skills, systems, and technologies that will enable Jamaica to administer land more efficiently, more transparently, and more productively.
COICA is providing a grant of $9 million or 1.4 billion Jamaican dollars to cover the program from 2025 to 2031. The partnership will establish the Land Administration Innovation Center at 84 Harbour Street in Kingston.
Renovated and equipped as a modern training and innovation facility for the National Land Agency and the wider government. The renovation will include office spaces, conference rooms, computer laboratories, and storage. The project will supply equipment, desktop computers, office furniture, rugged laptops, land surveying equipment, unmanned aerial vehicles, drones, and specialized software. This is the kind of investment that shifts institutional capacity in a tangible and lasting way.
According to Prime Minister Holness, the real value lies in the persons to be trained and the capabilities that will take root.
The programs will include geoinformatics, cadastral mapping, surveying technician training, cybersecurity for government, land record management, and advanced GIS training using ArcGIS Pro. The ArcGIS component is particularly significant. It will prepare the NLA staff for the transition to electronic land registration solutions. Jamaica must move from fragmented, paper-heavy, manual systems to integrated, digital, and secure, accessible systems. This is essential for efficiency, transparency, and public trust, and for competitiveness.
He therefore used the opportunity to urge Jamaicans without proper titles to register the lands they occupy.
That gap between possession and title is not a bureaucratic inconvenience only. It is a barrier to finance, to security, to inheritance, and to the formal economy. Land Administration Capacity Enhancement Project is about to change that.
Dr. Holness emphasized that effective land administration was a key pillar in securing Jamaica's economic growth and said the project would strengthen the NLA's capacity and expand the registration at scale.
We are building a system that is faster, more accurate, more accessible, and more responsive to citizens, investors, planners, and communities.
The Prime Minister expressed gratitude to the government and people of the Republic of Korea and CARICOM for the support.
We hope to develop the same structure, the same discipline system of ownership and maintaining the administration of land that Korea developed. And so we welcome the partnership. We see it as strategically important and beneficial to Jamaica's development.
Road safety was another national priority for Prime Minister Holness last week. On Thursday, he met with the National Road Safety Council to review Jamaica's road safety performance. Urgent need for stronger action to save lives was part of the discussion.
And I believe coming out of this meeting, the decisions that we would have taken would be, one, the JCF will accelerate the pace at which they would be able to incorporate and integrate IMAP into their private cloud so that we can secure the funding and have the benefit of the software. JCF will focus on enforcement on repeat offenders in ensuring that the warrants on them are effected and that they are brought before the court.
Information from the meeting revealed that 40% of road fatalities in 2025 involved the repeat offenders of the Road Traffic Act. Dr. Holness revealed other decisions taken by the Council. The Ministry of Health and Wellness will be requested to update its study on road crashes and the impact on the health system. Heart NSTA Trust will undertake training for motorcyclists. 10,000 helmets will be purchased by the government, and the Jamaica Customs Agency is to be sensitized on the new standard and specification for helmets to enforce correct importation.
And importantly, we took decision on a national reset of points associated with various tickets that have been issued to facilitate the smooth running of the new ticketing system, and that reset will take effect on the 1st of August 2026.
Decisions were also taken for the implementation of the road traffic regulations in terms of a reconfiguration of points associated with offences and the use of photo from cameras. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us next time for more news stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.
Minister of Transport, Telecommunications and Energy, Darrell Vaz, outlined several priority areas for the 2026-2027 financial year during his contribution to the sectoral debate in the House of Representatives. Here's the wrap.
A country grows when its people can move safely, keep the lights on affordably, and stay connected to opportunity. And for the 2026-2027 fiscal year, the Ministry of Energy, Transport and Telecommunications is focused on improving everyday life for Jamaicans through better infrastructure and modern systems. With global oil prices still affecting local energy costs, the ministry is accelerating Jamaica's transition to renewable energy, with one project being described as the largest of its kind in the Caribbean.
The generation procurement entity has launched the largest renewable tender ever undertaken in the Caribbean. This has now increased this number to 300 megawatts of renewable energy and 150 megawatts of battery storage, with a tender scheduled for August 2026.
More Jamaicans may also soon be able to lower electricity bills through the expanded net billing program, which supports households and businesses generating their own power. The initiative could add another 100 megawatts of distributed renewable energy to the grid.
The net billing program terms of reference has been completed and is being modernized through the introduction of a fully online application platform expected to be operational later this year.
And imagine producing electricity in one location and using it somewhere else. That is the idea behind the upcoming power wheeling regulations, a move expected to create more flexibility and competition within the energy sector.
The power wheeling regulations have been completed and gazetted, with final discussions underway to settle the tariffs and billing arrangements, so implementation can begin shortly.
Government is also finalizing an updated national energy policy.
It addresses key national priorities, including expanding access to the remaining 5% of Jamaicans without electricity, improving system efficiency, maintaining affordability, and strengthening resilience to natural disasters.
While Jamaica expands renewable energy, Petrojam continues to play a critical role in keeping the country and parts of the region supplied with fuel. As the Caribbean's only operational petroleum refinery, the company remains central to Jamaica's energy security and foreign exchange earnings.
For 26-27 financial year, Petrojam is projecting total sales of 12.21 million barrels, with 7.2 million barrels allocated to domestic market and 4.9 for export. This dual role ensures reliable local supply while generating valuable foreign exchange earnings. The company is investing $15 million US critical infrastructure upgrades, including electrical improvements, new storage capacity installations, and major furnace rehabilitation to strengthen reliability and long-term performance.
Changes are also coming to the electricity sector, with Cabinet approving the heads of terms for a new electricity license to be negotiated with the Jamaica Public Service Company, JPS.
The electricity license negotiation team awaits the signing of the NDA to proceed with the negotiations. At the same time, the process is underway to engage international legal counsel to support the process as the ministry strives to achieve the most efficient and effective process.
A white paper on electricity sector reform has also been drafted and is now under review. Government is also looking to improve how Jamaicans move across the island. The updated National Transport Policy and Action Plan focuses on safer roads, stronger infrastructure, and better connectivity.
I'm pleased to announce the approval of a 5% allocation to the Ministry of Transport of traffic fines. And for last year, April 25 to March 26, $155 million was allotted to the Ministry of Energy, Transport and Telecommunications, which will be used specifically to bolster national road safety efforts, including a sustained campaign, national public relation and education campaign. It works out to about $13 million a month.
Meanwhile, Cabinet has approved the development of a national ride-hailing policy to regulate the growing industry.
This framework is necessary to guide the operations of ride-hailing in Jamaica. A steering committee has been established to provide oversight and ensure stakeholder engagement throughout the policy development process. Madam Speaker, the next stage is to develop a policy green paper. The draft policy will be exposed to public scrutiny, ensuring that all voices of citizens, operators, and stakeholders shape the final framework.
For public passenger vehicle operators struggling with rising operational costs, some relief may also be on the horizon through a pending 16% fare adjustment.
Long-term solutions include fleet modernization through an updated vehicle age policy, incentive for electric and hybrid vehicles, technical and financial training, and improved parking infrastructure. These interventions aim to balance the needs of operators and commuters, ensuring the continued viability of a sector critical to Jamaica's mobility, commerce, and economic resilience.
And when it comes to student transportation, the National Rural School Bus System continues to expand.
Not one single student has been killed or suffered any serious injuries while commuting on the rural school bus system.
Under the management of the Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC, more than 100 school buses are already transporting up to 20,000 students daily.
Phase 2 is now underway with plans to introduce 100 new school buses.
Not to be left out, non-student commuters are also expected to benefit.
Plans are underway to procure another 100 additional JUTC buses to expand and renew the fleet, improve reliability, and replace aging units.
From land to sea, Jamaica is also strengthening its international maritime presence after being re-elected to Category C of the Council of the International Maritime Organization, IMO. This year also marks Jamaica's 50th anniversary as a member of the organization and the 25th anniversary of the Maritime Authority of Jamaica. Aviation is soaring to new heights as Jamaica continues to expand its connectivity through air service agreements.
We are looking to do Curaçao later on this year, further strengthening regional connectivity and opportunity.
Reliable internet access now affects everything from online classes and remote work to business operations and emergency communication. Yet high international bandwidth costs continue to impact accessibility and affordability. To address this, Jamaica is moving ahead with plans for a new subsea cable system expected to improve connectivity, increase coverage, and reduce costs over time. The project is targeted to become operational by 2027. The passage of Hurricane Melissa reinforced the importance of strengthening emergency communication systems during times of crises. Jamaica's National Emergency Telecommunications Plan was formally presented to the government earlier this year by the International Telecommunication Union.
The strength of a nation is measured by the strength and resilience of its digital infrastructure, and the telecommunication sits at the very center of that reality.
From renewable energy and safer transportation to stronger digital infrastructure, the goal is clear: creating systems that not only power development but improve the daily lives of Jamaicans. This Labor Day, plan something that will last for generations. From May 18 through to the 29, the Forestry Department will be having a Labor Day seedling distribution. Individual members of the public can collect up to 5 seedlings for free, including 1 fruit tree, from the Forestry Department nursery while stocks last. Collect yours at the agency's head office in St. Andrew or its locations at Williamsfield in Manchester and Monique St. Anne. Distributions will take place Mondays to Fridays from 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. There will be no distribution Monday, May 25. For more information, visit the Forestry Department at forestry.gov.jm, call 876-618-3205, WhatsApp 876-995-8521, or email the department at fdinfo@forestry.gov.jm.
And that's a wrap for today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. As we celebrate Child Month, remember that each day of our lives, we make deposits in the memory banks of our children. Be mindful of the legacy you are leaving them. Remember to visit our website in the meantime at gis.gov.jm for more news you can use. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Stay safe.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.